Welcome to the channel. It's the Mind Reprogrammer. Today I want to talk about a topic. This topic came to me in meditation. I literally just hopped out of meditation and I kind of just knew what the title was for today's video. And today's video is how to connect to God. But not even how to connect to God, how to connect to life in a greater and deeper way. Because I honestly feel and I honestly believe that once you're connected to life, a lot of things start to fall away. Things like anxiety, things like depression, things like fear, things like worry, just literally slide away from your life. And how I want to kind of talk about it today is, I want to introduce an idea to all of you. I might have spoken about it in another video, but I want to introduce the idea of a soul. Because for me, the soul is the best way that we can see ourselves as a part of the greater picture of life. So I'm going to start off with a definition of the soul. When we were created as humans, created as energy, I believe, and this is my personal opinion, that there is a divine spark within us. And this spark is called the soul. And I believe that your purpose as a human being, your purpose as an individual, is to find a way to connect to your soul. Because once you connect to your soul, I promise you, the whole entire game changes. And when I say game, I mean this experience called life. But I'm going to start with a little story, because you guys know I love to give a story. You see, for a long time in my life, I can definitely say hand on heart, I didn't know what I was doing for a little while. I was getting into trouble, committing different offenses, and just doing things that, when I reflect back on now, I can see that it all led me to where I am now, being able to talk to you guys. But at the same time, it's important for me to realize that why I'm sharing this story is because I want to introduce you guys to this idea of aligning to your true self. And what I mean by your true self is, call it your soul, call it God, call it the Atman, call it that spark in you. I want us to learn today how we can align to our true self. Because what I want you to realize is that once you can begin to build a relationship with your soul, I say once again, everything changes. And the attunement that we're going to use today to kind of align us to our true self, to our soul, before I continue with the video, is very simple. Very, very simple. And it goes like this. I align to my true self. Whew. Listen, just say it with me one more time and just center yourself. Close your eyes, breathe in and out, and just say again, I align to my true self. Whew. Even as I say that right now, I can feel the wave of energy just move through my whole entire being. But let's keep going. You see, what I want you guys to realize today is that you are already connected to your soul. You are already connected to your true self. The only issue, the only problem is the fact that we deny our connection to God. We deny our connection to life. You see, I've spoken about this in a previous video before. This idea of the small self and the true self. And the small self as an egoic idea that we've created. This idea of me as the mind reprogrammer. This idea of me as a father. This idea of me as a partner. All of these constructs that we have in reality stop us from being able to connect to our true self. You see, when you get to that place of connection to your true self, you have to let go of all ideas. And then you simply become I am. And when you start to live from that place of I am, I can tell you, everything changes. You see, I've been on my journey now for a few years. And I've been working with different ideas, different meditations, different medicines, different constructs of reality to try and get myself to a place of purification so that I can get to that place of connection. And I can tell you that as I'm going deeper into this path, as I'm walking more on this journey, I'm beginning to realize that the idea of me is not going to allow me to connect to that aspect of myself that is the trueness of who I am. You see, when you look at people that I admire, and I've been reading a few different texts to try and get a deeper understanding of how we can connect to our true self. One of the first texts that I ever read was the Bible, because the Bible speaks about this man called Jesus. And Jesus is an interesting character, only for one reason, because I don't believe that we need to worship him. I don't believe that we need to pray to him, but I definitely do see him as a role model, because he became what I would like to call an actualized being. He manifested within him the fullness of his spirit, the fullness of his soul. And that is the part that I'm trying to talk about. You see, I've spoken about it before in a video about how Jesus as a man was a personality. But then as he did his work, as he served, as he continued to purify himself, he ended up becoming Jesus Christ, the Christ. That aspect of himself there is the manifested, realized part. And that's the part that I want us to now begin to think about, and think about how we can develop a relationship with it. You see, I've been working with a book, a series of texts, and it's written by a guy called Paul Selig. And I've said it before, if you are truly looking for a way to connect to yourself in a deeper way, if you're looking for what I would like to call spiritual psychology, he has a series of books. Listen, I have read over 100 books on this topic, trying to understand how it works. And I can vouch from my heart that this guy's work, it will take you from being a baby to a point of realization of who you are in truth. You see, there's another attunement that I want us to do today, and I'm going to break it down for you. And if you feel safe, I want you to join me as I say it. Just repeat it after me. The first attunement goes, I know who I am in truth. Damn, man. Whew, the vibration is strong. Listen, knowing who you are in truth is a realization that the being that you are in truth is not this physical body. It's not this idea of myself. You are so much more bigger, so much more crazier, so much more fantastic, so much more special. You see, if you can connect to who you are in truth, I can promise you, once again, everything changes. Now let me say it with you again. I know who I am in truth. Whew. I know what I am in truth. You see, in a lot of spiritual communities and a lot of spiritual philosophies, there's this idea of people not honoring the body. You see, part of realization, part of connection is realizing that the divine is giving you a body. And if the divine is giving you a body, that means that you need to honor, respect, and look after this vessel. Look after this. You see, many people go to temples, many people go to churches, many people go to many places in the world to find that sense of connection. I'm going to tell you something right now. The only temple you need to be thinking about most is your body, because that is where the divine is living. That is where your soul has decided to incarnate into and have an experience of reality. So knowing what you are in truth is bringing down your divine self, your soul, into the body. So say with me now, I know what I am in truth. And then we've got the last attunement before we get to the special one. I know how I serve in truth. You see, when we think about this idea of service, you see, service is a very interesting idea, because a lot of us believe, a lot of us feel that once we get to a certain level in life, we need to find our purpose, we need to find what it was we're supposed to be doing. But what I need you to realize is that once you align to your true self, once you connect to God, once you connect to source, once you connect to that Christed aspect of you, what you need to realize is that serving is just being. And I know this is a bit hard for people to understand, but once you get yourself to that vibration where you're vibrating at such a powerful, quick, lovely frequency, just by being, you are emitting frequency onto the whole cosmos. See yourself like a homing beacon, like a signal that's beeping around the world, and it's changing everything. You see, being able to say these attunements in a collection, so let's say it together and say it with me. I know who I am in truth. I know what I am in truth. I know how I serve in truth. And the last part of the attunement is, I am free, I am free, I am free. You see, part of becoming your true self is realizing that we've lived too long in our egos. We've lived too long in this idea of self. And when you say to yourself, you are free, you are free, you are free, what you are actually doing is you are freeing yourself from the bondage, from the baggage that we have. Because I know I've got baggage. I've had experiences in my life that have changed me. Like I've sharing it on one of the videos, my journey with death and suicide. I lost somebody, he got stabbed to death. Another person, he committed suicide or he completed his suicide. You see, within 3 months, everything changed. And that was my baggage to carry. And I can tell you, working with these attunements, working with these ideas, I can tell you it has absolutely revolutionized the way I see myself in the world. You see, it's your birthright to be connected. If anybody tells you that you're not allowed to be connected or you need to go pay someone for connection, but I'm telling you, it doesn't work like that. See, the reason why I make these videos is so that people can begin to realize that that connection that you're longing for, that part of you that wants to be free from all of the baggage of life. But I'm telling you, it's right here, right now. Let's say the attunements again. Say it with me one more time. I know who I am in truth. I know what I am in truth. I know how I serve in truth. I am free. I am free. I am free. If you guys can just feel the vibration that I am feeling in my body right now, like I'm telling you, we are energetic beings in a physical body. When you get yourself to a certain level of purification, the whole entire game of life changes. You begin to realize that you affect matter. You have strength. You can change the way you have a relationship with the world. You begin to enter into what we call the kingdom of God. You see, a lot of people feel that the kingdom is in the sky or the kingdom is down below. I've told you already, the kingdom is here right now. But how do we enter the kingdom? We align ourselves at a certain level of frequency. And once we align ourselves to a higher level of frequency, this whole entire reality changes. If I tell you guys how my experience of life is, you would be completely flabbergasted. Because in my reality, things have changed. Like the trees look different. There's a subtlety. I walk around with deep feelings of love all the time. And I ain't done nothing to deserve it. And that's what I'm trying to tell everybody. Once we can begin to work with these attunements, work with these vibrational power codes, as I like to use it, everything will change. You see, I was banging my head for a long time. I was falling down. I was getting in trouble. And once I finally accepted to myself in a deeper way that I want to be connected, I want to know who I am in truth. You see, there's that existential question in life of who am I? Once I decided to make that my full-time job, understanding who I am, I promise you everything changes. You see, if you're just watching this video, if you're just curious about what I'm saying, then you're exactly like me in that regard. You want to know how to have that connection. You want to walk around and feel that love. You don't want to be looking for it from external people. You want to know that you are the source of love itself. You see, I've spoken in another video about how to align to love. Now we're taking it to the next level and we're talking about how to align to our true self. How to align to our soul. You see, when you're able to work with all of these attunements and you do them regularly, I just can't keep telling you, like I have to keep repeating it to you. The whole game changes. You see, what I want to share as well, and what has aided me in my journey of realization, and I've said it before, meditation. You see, meditation for me was a revolutionary experience. In 2017, 2016, I was entering the new year, and I just had this urge within myself to just meditate. I had no idea what it was. I no idea how it worked. But I just had a knowing. I had a feeling. I had a sense, an intuitive perception that I needed to go sit down and begin to practice meditation. But when I started to practice meditation, the whole entire game changed. My relationship with myself, my relationship with my family, my relationship with the whole entire cosmos changed. All of a sudden, rather than looking outside for answers, I started looking inside for answers. You see, part of my daily practice is I wake up in the morning, I meditate. After I meditate, I've spoken about it before as well, I play with this violet light. I stumbled into this stuff. You see, I'm giving you guys right now the keys. I'm giving you the keys. You see, I was playing with this meditation where you breathe in, you breathe out, you feel all of your body, you feel all of your senses, you know everything, you have a relationship with your thoughts. And after I finish doing that, I personally use a mantra. After I finish working in my mantra for 20 minutes, I visualize a violet light. I visualize a violet flame. I visualize that flame burning ferocious. The way it burns is crazy. And I enter into that flame and I feel my whole entire being shift. Everything within my whole entire essence, my vibration, I begin to feel like my body is just vibrating at a crazy level. And then I attune myself, like I just introduced to you today. I know who I am in truth. I know what I am in truth. I know how I serve in truth. I am free, I am free, I am free. You see, all of these things that I'm telling you, they're not mine. I didn't create these attunements, and I will never say that I did. I took these attunements from an individual called Paul Selig, and I will happily give him the credit, or the energies that he works with. And I'm telling you, working with these attunements has absolutely revolutionized my whole entire being. You see, he's written, I think, about maybe 7 or 9 books, around that amount. If you are listening to this video and you want to dive in deeper to that existential question of who you are, if you want to begin now to have that relationship, if you want to wake up in the morning and your heart is just vibrating with love and you're walking around in ecstasy and bliss and you're realizing that you are the source of creation, lives inside of you, I am telling you, work with those texts. What I've given you today is just a little sample. It's just a little taste, a little flavor. You see, if you like anything that I've said, if you feel anything from the vibrations that I've said, I need you to put a comment in the box. The more people that can read what we're doing, it will let them begin to know that they have a right to be connected. I am telling you, I might sound like a broken record today, but I want to tell you one more time. It is your birthright to be connected. And once you begin to align yourself to the frequency of the Creator, the frequency of the Word, everything, I said it again, everything has to shift. You see, working in meditation and doing meditation for these past couple years, I think I've been doing it now for maybe about 4 or 5 years, I am not the same person. And when I say I am not the same person, because there's finally a chasm, there's a gap between the idea of myself as the mind reprogrammer and the idea of who I am in truth. And I can say hand on heart, I am living from that place of trueness more than I'm living from my sense of self. And if these words don't make sense, just separate it. Living from my ego and living from my soul. I am living more from my soul than I ever have in my life. And living from my soul has revolutionized my experience on this planet. You see, for a long time, I desired so many stuff. And I'm not going to say that I've transcended everything. No way. Like, I'm still here in the Gaza of everybody trying to make sense of life. I have days where I feel low. I have days where I feel disconnected. But I can say this, it's not that hard to align myself back to where I need to be. You see, making these videos has been such a deep emotional experience for me. One could even use the word spiritual experience. Because as I talk to you, I'm telling you, the energy being that you are is being shifted, is being worked upon. Because like I've said, it's not the idea of me that's talking to you. It's my soul that's in communication with you. And I want you now to begin to realize that you have the right to be connected to your soul. You have the right to be connected to the source of creation. You have the right to be connected to the universe. You have the right to be connected to God. And listen, if you can practice these things I've told you, because you have to realize one has to have discipline. If you're going to go to the gym and start to train, you can't just go there once and expect things to just work for you. You need to dedicate your time. You need to dedicate your energy. You need to dedicate your mind to this process of connection. You see, I'm obsessed with this stuff. And why am I obsessed with it? Because I know how much my life has got better. I'm a happier, joyful, connected person. The things that happen to me on my day-to-day basis, if I shared it on YouTube, you guys would think I've absolutely lost the plot. But don't worry, you're going to know about it soon. But I just felt inspired today to make this video. You see, one of the most craziest experiences I've ever had, and I'll share it with you just to kind of open your mind to how these things work. I was once on a retreat, and it was an online one, and it was with this teacher I've told you about, Paul Selig. And I was on that retreat, and the guides he works with were doing something where they were toning, so actually making ah. And as they were toning, all of a sudden, on an energetic level, like as if my body had a belt on it, my whole entire being just exploded. And I was like, what? And it was like as if my auric field or my aura had just grown like 5 times wider. And this sense of deep connection and love and bliss hit me whilst I was in my bedroom. And tears were literally running out my eyes because the love I felt in my heart was so powerful and so profound. Now I'm telling you, when you begin to build a relationship with your true self, with your soul, this is the stuff that happens to you. All of a sudden, your heart just begins to light like a fire. I have had days for weeks, like 2 weeks I've had, where my heart was just literally on fire. I would listen to music and tears would come out of my eyes. I would look at the flowers and tears would come out of my eyes. If that is not connection, please tell me what that is. And I'm telling you, you have the right to feel that. It is your birthright to feel that. If anything I've said today resonates with you, if anything I've said today makes you wonder and makes you curious about what I'm saying, practice these attunements. Write them down. Say it every morning. And when you say it, don't say it from the mind. Say it from the heart. Say it from that place of you that wants to feel connection. Say it from that place of you that knows that what I'm saying is absolutely true. Because you have the right to be connected. And when you begin to live from this place of connection, you will also feel inspired to jump on YouTube. You will feel inspired to start sharing. You will feel inspired to start serving. Because the more of us that can serve, the more of us that can open the door for others, the better we're going to make this planet. I've got a child that lives on this planet. And I've made it my duty to make sure that before I leave and transition, I make this place better for him. And everybody that watches these videos and listens in a deeper way and even opens the door of curiosity that maybe what I'm saying is true, maybe I can be connected, you're helping. If anything I've said today resonates, subscribe and like the channel. I need you guys, if this attunement works for you, to comment. Come back to the channel and write down your experience. Write down what's happened for you. I am guaranteeing you, if you practice the stuff I'm telling you, you will have experiences that you cannot even begin to put into words. People talk about doing psychedelics, which I've dabbled with in the past, but I don't need them anymore. I don't use it anymore because I'm having experiences without having to do anything. I just sit down in meditation and I see things that you guys would be absolutely flabbergasted with. But that's coming. I just want to let you know that if you've got to this far in the video, you know what I'm going to say. You know I love you. And not only do I love you, I appreciate you for just joining me on this journey to knowing who we are in truth. Because I'm telling you one more time, you are free. You are free. You are free. Have an amazing week. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much.